So, after watching over 1,000 videos on the Nargargole Shlod YouTube channel, it has come to an end, and it was surprising that that end did not happen before I even saw that this channel existed. But as far as time is spent and what I've learned from a YouTube channel, this definitely ranks at the top. And I didn't necessarily agree with everything he had to say or do, and a lot of what I commented was interpretation on the pictures and stuff, but the last comment that I made on that channel was on a video, Satanic Morning Salutations, and because of the nature of the thing, I asked the question, what if a Satanist prays to God with a blasphemous attitude, or for the sake of Satan? And I don't know if Thoth Tarot deck is not the best representation, but it's the closest thing to a satanic deck that I have. So this channel commented on anything from mainstream to not mainstream Satanism, trying to find a Satanism in, or say what Satanism would be from a various group of perspectives, certainly not only from the LaVeyan or Church of Satan perspective, saying what the difference was with the Temple of Set and, well, I don't have any Nargargole books, so maybe not having the channel, I'll end up reading the books. But his commentary was certainly enlightening, and he was known for squiggling as he talked. Most of his videos ended up being a bunch of squiggling when he talked. It was in black on white. There's obviously some way to have the program, have the computer record the screen as you're drawing on it. And sometimes words would come out. Sometimes it would be jumbles of letters and symbols that didn't really sound connected to the talk. But I would try to connect these things to the talk or the chant or whatever he was trying to do on the channel that time. Some things were only a handful of seconds long. Some things were most of an hour. But I would try, because aside from the New Age and Islam, Satanism is certainly one of the fastest growing things in terms of spirituality of my country and the world. It's a lot more common than people realize. So I thought it was my duty to respond, not just on his page in a respectful way, of course, not just because I don't want banned or something, but because, just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean I have to be disrespectful towards it. Because, anyways, it's not just some movie thing. And certainly a lot of things he would talk about, I don't think he's done. But there are certainly people out there. There's a North Carolina Satanist that I talked to. Now, I've never lived in North Carolina, and to talk to a North Carolina Satanist who admitted to committing a series of rapes, incidentally, all outside of the statute of limitations. He said he hadn't in years. He was getting older, so maybe his drive was lost and didn't have time for all the extras, I guess, or the... Some of his videos were obviously to shock, and that's how he got banned, swearing and saying stuff about other faiths, true or not, just to make a point. I like how he realized that some of the groups, like the Joy of Satan and stuff, were, even more messed up than the religions that they tried to oppose. You talk about Nazism, communism, the political affairs of America and Europe. He would talk about what a Christian or Islamic or Masonic or conspiracy theorist based Satanism would be. I don't know, I'm rambling on, but I've saved over 1,000 comments, and I will at some point perhaps refer to them and make a huge long list, or organize them in a book, and maybe a shorter numbered list but a longer set of videos to just show my thoughts of what transpired in my head while watching the channel. Now, some of it was summary, so you'll see cosmology listed that you're not going to find in any other source, really. Some things it's just, yoga with a satanic intention, or tantra as such, or sometimes it was, it's just that. And I've concentrated on the idea of intention on my channel. The channel that's my channel video right now, I think, is focused on the intention. 786, I think, is the number of the video. But whatever you believe or disbelieve regarding these things, I do believe it's important to respond in some way to the darker side of spirituality. And you can acknowledge that things exist without necessarily worshiping them. He did compromise the atheist and the theist and the anti-cosmic and the transhumanist, and he tried to represent probably the fullest set of views on Satanism that I have seen in any source. And rather than all the books that I've read on the subject, I think I've gained more in responding to that side of mythology than any of the, per se, satanic sources. As far as the literature, there's more than I have copies of stuff here that I've read, but unless there's any questions, this is where I'm going to stop. And I will try to interview him or have him on to talk about some sort of issue on this channel at some future date. But that is it for now. And remember that in most faiths there is certainly an element of Satanism in terms of being an adversary to something, opposing something. It's not just all positive things, and it's not that you should moralize the negativity and the positivity either, but, well, I'm not a Satanist, but, anyways. The Ennead exist.